Hello all, welcome to Ambari Cloud YouTube channel. Today I will be discussing about Iceberg rollback feature. Okay, rollback in Apache Iceberg refers to the ability to revert an Iceberg table to previous state. Let's say you do an update, delete or insert commit, and then if you feel that data is bad, then you want to roll back, right? So we can do that in Apache Iceberg, right? So this is particularly useful when you encounter, right, issue with the data upserts or needed to undo an accidental modification. So let's understand some of the technology. I'm sure you already know, aware of, watching other YouTube channels from Ambari Cloud. Snapshots. Every time when you modify an Iceberg table, which is insert, update, delete, a new snapshot is created, and each snapshot has file information, right? And this snapshot captures the state of the table, right, at a specific point in time. This is like a version control in our data. And what is the advantage of this snapshot? You can do time travel. Of course, you can do rollback, right? And then you can see the different schema evaluations when you do different versions. You can depends on how far we have the data. You can do time travels. Okay. When you perform a rollback, you essentially instruct Iceberg to revert the table to previous snapshot. That's it, right? It's indirectly a kind of a time travel. When you specify the rollback target using either the snapshot ID or a timestamp. So you can do rollback particular timestamp or a snapshot ID. It's kind of a creating a table with a time travel. Okay. So rollback by snapshot ID. So you understand, you get the list of the snapshots for a given table, right? Table.snapshots. Then you can specify which snapshot you want to roll back. Or you can do time travel, because list, because they may not be knowing the snapshot IDs, but they say, hey, I want to roll back to in a particular time. You can do that too. So it's basically behind the scene. What it does is it does the CETAS kind of model. Then you can just go back to particular time. So by leveraging snapshot, Icebergs allow you to do travel back in time. So with your data and undo unwanted changes. Basically, a rollback is a feature inherently as a kind of a time travel. And then this ensures data integrity and helps you recover from mistake. So when you run ETL jobs and after you commit, then you realize you have bad data, you can roll back. But instead of rollback, I would suggest if you go to advanced feature, like branching. So you create a branch, or wrap, right? You load data and validate the data, and then do fast forward, right? Or cherry pick, or if your data is bad, you can just drop your branch, or eliminate the wrap snapshot. So that is more easier, right? Instead of making a or more consistent, and then a data as code concept, and while you are loading data, nobody will see it. But if you load directly into the table, and if you have bad data, you want to roll back, but you already have a data in the production table, rollback sometimes will cause confusion. But it is definitely a good feature if you're not using branching approach. Then if you want to roll back your unwanted data, then yeah, you can use that. Okay. Let's say you have a table, everybody can see it, and this is snapshot one. That's a brand new table, or with new data. Then you insert that data, right? And now everybody can see it, right? Once you insert, then events commit happen. Then some other process writing data, right, into, you should call SO3 actually here. While you are writing it, then once you complete writing, and once you do the commit, right, then everybody can see it, right? However, after commit, then you realize you have a bad data and you want to do rollback. Once you roll back, then you are back to this snapshot, right? So that's how, right? And indirectly, if you look at this, is kind of a time travel, right? you're going back from, let's assume this is SO3, we're going back to SO2, right? So yeah, it's kind of, you're doing a time travel model. Okay, so let's look at the demo. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to have my configuration, okay, and my database, right? And I'm going to create a repository database, right? If not exist, then I'm going to use that catalog and database. Okay, show me the tables. Okay, and since the table exists, I'm going to drop it. I'm going to create a table, right? Yeah, I'm not using Iceberg, because since I'm using Iceberg catalog, and automatically it will create, so not any problem. Okay. Okay, let's do that. Then, okay, so using Iceberg, right? I need to, okay, sorry, this is an extra line. Okay, describe the table. Okay, what is the table? My table here, right? So now let's put R. Okay, now this table is, provider is Iceberg, right? And then it's located here. Okay, now let's let's check the snapshots. Okay, because no data, no snapshot yet. I'm going to insert some data. Okay, again, order underscore R, right? Let's insert data. Okay, now once we insert data, then I want to see the history, right? Okay, so now order by made current at descending order. So this is my first snapshot, then second snapshot, third, and then each one has its parent. Okay, now look at, this is a history table. Careful on that, right? And then now you have a snapshot table. So both are same right now. Now I'm going to insert one more. Okay, then let's check the counts. Just 4 rows. Okay, now let's one more time run the history table, right? Run the snapshot table. Okay, all are same. Now what I want is, right, I want to, so this is most recent snapshot, right? And this is my bad data. So I'm going to take that snapshot. Okay, I'm going to set it, and I'm going to roll back here. If you look at rollback here, my catalog now, my database, table name, and snapshot ID. So roll back to a previous snapshot, right? So here, right, and this is my snapshot, and right, I want to go back to here, right, because I don't want this snapshot. So what will I do is, I will take, so this snapshot is useless for me, right, because we want a bad data. So I want to go back to here. So what we need to do is, we have to take that snapshot. That means I want to go back to here. Okay, so now let's take roll. So perform rollback to a previous snapshot. Now let's run it. Okay, so I'm executed, right? Now let's look at the snapshots again. Now look at, right? And then if you look at here, the snapshot information is same, right? But let's look at the history table. Now look at here. This is interesting, right? So here, just the history. Sorry, the snapshots. Snapshot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But here, when you look at the snapshot table, it won't tell you where you did the rollback, right? You have to use the history table. So now, if you look at the history table, right? Initially, you will see here, if you look at here, this is a parent, and then, but we want to go back to here. So that means this is going to be most recent snapshot, right? So now this parent will become most recent. That's why if you look at this line is become false, right? Is the current ancestor false, right? So previously, if you look at here, this row is become false. Now this will become the parent, and this guy will become the current, right? So this is, if you look at here, right? Because we are saying that I want to go back to here. Now let's run the count. Now 3 rows, right? So that's how the data is more. So we have to use the history table. Don't use the snapshot table. You will understand in the history table, right? Of course, definitely you have to use the snapshot table to get the snapshot ID, but more importantly, you need to understand the history table, right? Okay. So keep on that. So remember the history table, and the snapshot table gives you this is the most recent. Now if you look at here, right, the history table saying that, so that means this snapshot still there, right? But you see right now that's not been used, because it is going to be after when you do expire snapshot, it will be gone. Okay. Now let's look at one more, right? Okay, so here I'm going to miss, right? Okay, now I always run, you always better to run in order by, just intentionally I'm doing that, make sure that you will be focusing on it, and so you will always get the lowest, right? Now let's look at the dates here, right? I want to go back to here, for example. I want to do based on the time travel, right? So here, as an analyst, you may not be knowing this snapshot, but you will be knowing as an analyst, okay, what dates you are looking at. Okay, so let's run, and then let's look at the counts. 1, because we are here, right? So anything older than, right? So this initially this snapshot has the only one row. Now let's run the history. Where is the history table? Okay, let's take the history table one more time. Look at here, right? Now basically this has become the current. So you went back to the first row, right? But if you run the snapshot again, I will run the nearby. It's easy. Okay, yeah, it will. So look at this. This is a row 1. Now we are bring back to here. So try to use the time-based rollback. It's easy, right? As a business analyst point of view, but always focus on your snapshot table, your history table, right? And then once you do expire snapshot, you will this time travel is, then you won't see all this information, right? So next, what I suggest to you is do the rollback, right? Then do a time travel, right? Can you do a time travel after rollback? What happens, right? So that's so here do a time travel on this. Go back to time travel video and look at how to do a time travel, right? Start from as of version, then do that, then play around. But definitely as an Iceberg engineer, you should, because when you're running ETL, right, data loads and all that stuff, definitely there are always been issues, right? Or sometimes, right? Yeah, error happens. Practice this one, because your team may not be using branching. If they use the branching, it's easy, and you can, if the data is bad, drop the branch. But if some reason, if they are not ready for using the data as code concept, and then you have to go with this. Okay, so any questions, let me know. So watch out other videos at Ambari Cloud YouTube channel. Okay, thank you. Bye now.